Welcome back to the Carpool. I'm your host, Stu.
And I'm Kyle. Nice to see everyone. It has been, wow, a long time since we've been on here still.
It has been a minute, and so we figured we'd come back and get some games in with some friends and family.
Absolutely. We've got a couple of, like we were saying, friends and family. I'm actually the odd man out here because I'm not part of this extended family. However, we have Evan here and we have Alex here, both of whom you regularly join us for games. And we're getting really excited to share their decks with you guys and let you see how we all, play when we hang out together.
Yep, so we're going to all go ahead. We're going to showcase our decks in turn order, and we also have our content blocked by them. So we will introduce our commanders, show our hands, say our strategies, and then once that's all set, we will be able to see everyone's boards, and then we'll start playing from there. So I will begin. So everyone that's up looking around, right here, this is turn one, player one, and then it's going to go to the right and go around clockwise as such. So for right now, my commander is Roon of the Hidden Realm. This is a Bant commander. It uses 2 generic and a Bant, 1 green, 1 white, 1 blue, for a legendary Rhino Soldier with a 4/4 body with Vigilance and Trample. And for 2 mana, I can tap this creature and exile another target creature. It will then return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So the main strategy for this deck is a lot of blink and ETBs to go ahead and reuse and reabuse them over and over again, or use it defensively. And currently, this is what my opening hand is looking like. I'm keeping it with a little bit of risk. We'll see how this will pan out. Now, moving on to our next player, too, Alex. Alex, what do you have for everybody?
Okay, so I'm going to be playing a Mardu commander. This is going to be Isshen 2 Heavens is 1. Isshen 2 Heavens is 1 states that if a creature attacking would cause a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability will trigger an additional time. So my plan is to double up on some big creatures that are really scary, get a couple extra copies of their attack triggers, and try and go big on the board all at once. It'll be a good time. My current hand is as follows. It's also a bit of a risky hand, but we're going to play it anyway and draw it out and see what we can make happen.
I today am going to also be playing a 3-color commander, but I'm going Esper with Toluz, Clever Conductor. Now, she is a 3/1 for 3, takes a combination of blue, black, and white to play. She's a legendary human rogue. When she enters the battlefield, she connives, which means I can draw a card and then discard a card. And if I discard a non-land card, she gets a +1/+1 counter. Whenever I discard 1 or more cards, exile them from my graveyard. And when Toluz dies, put the cards that were exiled with it into their owner's hand. So I'm going to be playing a little bit of a non-traditional spin on Esper control involving cycling, because cycling cards, discarding to draw, works very, very well with my commander. There's a lot of different standard control elements, but a lot of them have been supplemented by cycling cards that you may see a little bit as outside the mainstream of what Esper control generally does. I generally win by drawing out my deck, playing Approach to the Second Sun a couple of times to automatically win, or using a bunch of different silly card combinations that allow me to do some really kind of ridiculous things with Toulouse recycling my entire hand. So here's what my opening hand looks like for starters. It's really not too bad, although I am kind of worried about some of the speed these other decks can bring to the table. So I guess we'll see where things go from here. So up next, we have Stu's brother, Evan, to introduce his deck.
Thank you very much, Kyle. So I am also playing a 3-colored deck. My commander today is Shattergang Brother. So it's for 1 and a Jund. It is a legendary creature, Goblin Artificer, a 3/3 body. For 2 and a black, I can sacrifice a creature, and then each other player sacrifices a creature. 2 and a red, sacrifice an artifact. Each other player sacrifices an artifact. And for 2 and a green, I sacrifice an enchantment. Each other player sacrifices an enchantment. So the overall strategy of this deck is just basic Jund strategy, where I just want to sack a lot of things, get value from sacrificing things, make everyone else sacrifice stuff. So this works as a strong Jund control deck and just to gain enough value to win the game. There's no clean win con in here per se. There is a Master of Cruelties, which can sometimes finish the game quickly, but that's the overall game plan. My starting hand is pretty decent. Not crazy, though. So very excited to see what will be in store this game.
So I'm first. I will start off by drawing my card. I'm going to go ahead and start by playing a Mimiono's School at Water's Edge. It's a legendary land, which is awesome. It produces 1 blue, and I can go ahead and tap a blue and it to untap target legendary permanents. And then I will pass my turn.
I'm also going to be the person, as per usual, who corrects Stu's pronunciation. Minamo, School at Water's Edge.
Yeah, it's not really nice, but it's all good, dude.
All right.
And
So-
I pass to you, Alex.
Pass turn. All right. So I will draw a card for turn. I'm going to play a Savai Triome, comes in tapped, and I will pass my turn.
I will draw a card to start off here. Well, that actually is better than what I had planned. I will play my own Tri-land, Rafine's Tower, and I will pass my turn as well.
Okay. I will draw for turn. I will play a Lava Claw Reaches, comes in tapped, taps for red and black, and then it also is a man land. So for 1 and a Rakdos until the end of turn, it becomes a 2/2 black and red elemental creature token with X. This creature gets X plus O until end of turn, and it's still a land.
I'm going to go ahead and play a Winding Canyons. This will produce for 1 generic, or I can tap 2 in it to have flash on my creature spells for that turn. I'll then go ahead and I'll tap 2 for Lightning Greaves. And then I will pass my turn from there. Lightning Greaves is an equipment that makes it so I can equip for 0 and give it so my creature has haste and shroud.
And I'm already going to be missing my land drop. It was a
Ooh.
risky hand, but I wanted to do it anyway. So we're going to
Nice.
tap the Savai Triome, and we are going to place the good old Curse of Opulence. Do I do it on the card pool? I think I got to do it on the card pool since it's their channel.
Oh,
And that's going to be how we start our game.
So what does that mean? Does that mean
So
Kyle? Or
Curse of Opulence means that Stu, the card pool, in this game, as its name, is going to be enchanted with an aura curse that whenever an enchanted player gets attacked, I get to create a colorless artifact, gold, and the player attacking it is the same. Gold do not need to be tapped to be sacrificed.
Well, I was
Alright.
going to say that if I didn't see your opening hand, Alex, but if I saw you kept that, I would have yelled at you.
Yeah. I know you would have. Silly.
It's a bold
Silly.
strategy.
Silly.
Anyway.
Very silly.
We'll see if it pays off. Let's see here. I will play a Command Tower, which is fairly solid there. And then I will go ahead and, yeah, probably just going to do that. I'm going to tap 2 for one of my favorite cards in this deck, Fluctuator. So my cycling abilities cost 2 colorless less to activate. I will then pass my turn. Very good card for cycling.
All right. I will untap and draw. Okay. I will play land for turn as a forest, and then I will tap for 2 generic to play a Weatherlight Completed. So this is a legendary artifact vehicle. It's a flying 5/5. As long as Weatherlight Completed has 4 or more Phyresis counters on it, it is a Phyrexian creature in addition to its other types. And then whenever a creature I control dies, I put a Phyresis counter on it, and then I draw a card if it has 7 or more Phyresis counters on it. If it doesn't, I get to scry 1. So it has no crew cost. This is a very unique vehicle. It becomes a creature based off of the number of counters it has on it.
Interesting.
So there's no crewing.
I will then go ahead and play in a Darkar Waste for turn, 3 mana, and I will pay 1 life for a Recruiter of the Guard. This is a 1/1 human soldier with the effect of when it enters the battlefield, I can search for a creature card with toughness 2 or less, reveal it, and put it into my hands. I'll go ahead and tutor. A Mistmetal Witch, it's a 2-drop creature, 1/1, and it gives me the ability to blink out creatures and enter them back into play. So pretty good for my deck. And now, since Alex was so kind to give me that curse, I think I can only return the favor to him. And also, I will be taking 1 damage to produce a white mana with my Darkar Waste. In combat, I'll attack you, Alex. No
Seems
blocks?
fair. No blocks.
All right. Then I will go ahead and end my turn. Pass it to you.
Go down to hand size. I'm going to get rid of...
Ouch.
That's pretty
Great.
bad.
I'm going to get rid of Grave Pact. My pass turn.
Ooh,
It's a good
sorry
one to get rid of.
about that.
I'm pretty glad to get rid of that one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Unfortunately, that makes my move kind of easy because I'm just going to, and again, not great early turn card, but whatever. I'll Bajuka Bog Alex.
Hey!
Bog is a land. It comes into play tapped, gives me black mana, and when it enters the battlefield, I can exile target player's graveyard. Not really what I want to be doing right now, but I'd rather play this now and have my lands untapped later. Tap 1 to play a Viscera Seer, which is a 1/1 vampire wizard. allows me to sacrifice any creature, including itself, to scry 1. And then I will pass my
Nice.
turn.
Kyle's playing Jund over there too. I'm going to shock in an Overgrown Tomb. So that'll come in untapped. I will take 2 damage. Boom, boom. And then I will tap for 3. So for a black, a green, and a red, I will play one of my favorite cards, a Sprouting Thrinax. This is a 3/3 lizard that when it dies, I get to put 3 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens onto the battlefield.
I'm going to play a Temple of the False God for my land for turn, and regrettably, it is not online. I need a 5th land for it to be able to produce mana, and when it is able to, it will produce 2.
I also can't help but notice you don't have any green.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tap for 2, and I'll take another 1 damage to play the Mist Meadow Witch. I will then go ahead and make it so that I can equip it if no one has a response. Kyle, how big is the Viscera Seer?
1/1.
I will attack you with the Recruiter. And
Tough.
I will
shit.
attack Alex with the Mist Meadow Witch.
I will take 1. I will untap, upkeep, and draw myself a land, hopefully. I did not. I did not. I did not. I did not.
Nice.
It's okay. I'm okay with it. Let's get rid of an Adriana Captain of the Guard.
We're okay with it too.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
We have
bombs.
Pass my turn.
We've seen firsthand how brutal Isshin can be many a time, so I'm kind of okay with this too.
If only I would have equipped Kyle with the Curse of Opulence.
Yeah, totally would have gotten value out of that, dude.
I think you did. I think you made the right choice personally. Play a Godless Shrine. I will take 2. I'll go ahead and tap 3 to cast my commander Toluz, Clever Conductor. So when she enters the battlefield, I will connive. I draw. I discard. I'll go ahead and discard a Arcane Signet for now. So note whenever I discard a card, they get exiled underneath Toluz from my graveyard. And when she dies, all the cards go back into my hand. It does not work if she gets bounced or exiled or anything else like that. Only if she dies.
And then I believe you also get a +1/+1 counter.
That's correct. She is a 4/2 instead of a 3/1, which is actually not too bad. Then I
want to attack Stu for 1.
I mean, he has the curse. He attacked me. I got to do it. Stu, I'm attacking you for 1 with my Viscera Seer.
I'll say no. All right, I'll take the 1.
Kyle and I will both receive a gold.
There you go. Alex is coming back.
That's right, baby. You see the ramping?
Would you believe it? I actually have a gold on the back of one of these tokens. All
Wow.
right. Turn.
Auntie's Hovel will come in tapped because I do not have a goblin in my hand to cast my own Viscera Seer because I like that card so much, Kyle.
There we go.
I will move to combat. I will attack you, Stu, for 3. A room.
Yeah, I'll take the vroom.
And then I will make a gold for myself. Which unfortunately I do not have a token for that, so I'm just going to have it represented with a treasure token, if that's fine with everybody.
It's pretty much the same thing. I don't think anybody's going to care this game.
All right, so I'm just going to put it down here. So I got a gold treasure. And then that'll be my turn. I'll pass.
Hey, I will play a Brushland, baby. It's one of the pain lands. So if I pay 1, it produces a Selesnya, which is a green and a white, or a generic if I don't want to pay the life. Finally got my colors online. Boom.
Nice.
Now I will go ahead and tap 4 mana for a Frozen Aether, the card Kyle loves to not play against. It's an enchantment that makes artifacts, creatures, and lands your opponent's control come into play tapped. So
the thing that our gold tokens do not tap.
That is the one thing that makes golds better than treasures right now. You can use
nice.
them.
Yeah.
So I will still go ahead and move to combat, and I will, for Alex, this blight will not stand. I'll still swing at you for 1.
I will take 1. I'm going to tap 1, and I'm going to use a gold, and I'm going to play a Demonic Tutor.
Oh, tutor for a land. Do it.
I am not going to tutor for a land. I do not believe. I think that what I would like to do is I will tutor for a land tax, which I will actually then use the other gold to attempt to cast.
That would be the perfect time to counter.
I will use the
Uh,
gold.
Let's not rub salt in these wounds. I'm fine with it.
I
Rub the
will
salt.
use the gold for the land tax, and I will pass my turn.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to do my cycling shenanigans, as you know is tradition here. I'm going to tap 1 because my cycling costs are reduced by 2. I'm going to cycle Esper Sojourners. I will draw a card, and when I cycle this, I get to tap or untap target permanent. So I will draw my card, and I
Will
will
you
untap.
untap your gold token?
No, I will untap the land that I just used. I will then tap 0 to cycle Polluted Mire, draw a card to land. I will tap 1 for the blue to cycle Lonely Sandbar and draw another card. Then I will tap 0 to cycle Radiance Judgment, draw a card. And then I will make it my turn.
Didn't seem like value at all right there, Kyle.
You know, now all my lands come into play tapped. I'm a little bit sad about that, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and tap the Bajuka Bog to play a Soul Ring.
Tapped.
It is tapped.
You are correct. It's a sad Soul Ring. But oh well. Transmute Dimir Infiltrator. So when Transmute is an ability where I can discard the card for its Transmute cost, and I get to put a card with the same mana cost as it into my hand.
So you're transmuting for how much?
2-drop. So I get
Okay.
any 2-drop from my deck to my hand. The Dimir Infiltrator itself is a 1/3 unblockable. You will probably never, ever see me actually play it. I'll go get Limdul's Vault.
Mm-hmm.
So Limdul's Vault is a very interesting card in Commander where it's a 2-drop instant that I can play it, look at the top 5 cards of my deck, and then if I don't like those cards, I can pay 1 life to look at my next top 5, and I can do that as many times as I want until I find a top 5 that I like and then put them back in any order. High risk, high reward.
On your end step, Kyle, I think I will activate my Viscera Seer's ability. I'll sacrifice my Sapperling or my Sprouting Thrinax to scry twice, once from the Viscera Seer and then once also from the Weatherlight Completed scry for the Viscera Seer. And then I will make 3 1/1 Sapperlings that come in tapped. Play a Mountain as my land for turn. 3 and 3 black. I'll play a Bolus of Citadel.
Ooh.
That'll still be tapped, though.
It will be tapped, however, it won't affect the ability.
That is pretty good.
I will see what my top card is and cast off the top. A Lolth Spider Queen. This is a
Ooh.
Planeswalker. Starts with 4 loyalty. Whenever a creature I control dies, I put a loyalty counter on Lolth. So starting with 4. The 0 ability is I can draw a card and lose a life. For -3, I can create 2/1 black spider creature tokens with menace and reach. And then for -8, I get an emblem with whenever an opponent is dealt combat damage by 1 or more creatures I control. If that player lost less than 8 life this turn, they lose life equal to the difference. So I'm going to make 2 of those by minusing 3 loyalty. So she'll go down to 1. Go to combat. Stu, you have 1 blocker, correct?
I have a 1/1 blocker.
I'm going to swing 1 Sapperling over at you. Actually, 2 Sapperlings over at you.
I'll take 2 Sapperlings to the face.
Okay. So one of them will be blocked.
And
Or
Evan and I will
do
both
something
get a
sick.
gold.
Yes. So the big question is, are you going to dig deeper with Bolus's Citadel? You have the Viscera Seer, so you have the ingredients to do some nutty things.
Yes. So I will see what my top card is. Oof.
You didn't play land for turn, correct?
I did play a land for turn.
Ah,
So this is another weird instance where, okay, so I will pay 7 life, casting a Reckless Endeavor.
oh boy.
I do not have a D12 though. This might be slightly
So
problematic.
you're able to do it in the spell table. There's
Yeah.
a dice button, a die
Is that
button.
going to show you guys what the result is?
I
I
believe
think it
so.
was from Jason, who's recording right now. Jason, you can verify it for us, I think.
So, well, either way, I roll. So the card reads, I roll 2 D12 and choose 1 result. Reckless endeavor deals damage equal to that result to each creature, and then create a number of treasure tokens equal to the other result. 12 treasures, which I will have as represented through this other gold. We're just going to say that these are all treasures. So these will be 13 treasures, one of which will be tapped, I guess, right?
Well, all the treasures
all of them are
tapped.
tapped.
One
Right.
gold is available.
All right, so there's 13 of these. And then I will deal 5 damage to each creature. And then maintaining priority, I'm going to sack all of the creatures to Visceraseer to Scry.
Seems pretty good.
So starting with one of the spiders, Lilith will get up another counter. Weatherlight will get up another counter. So I essentially get to scry 2 for each one of these sacking abilities. So I'm just going to sack everything else just for time's sake. So I will sack 1, 2, 3 Saprolings, get 3 more counters on Lulth. So that goes up to 6. And then 3 more counters on the Weatherlight. So that goes up to 6.
Oh, that's funny. The Weatherlight is going to die to your board wipe.
Well, it needs 7 in order to become a. Oh no, it needs. Oh yeah, you're right. It will die. That is a good point. Dang. All right. Well, and then I guess I will have the Visceraseer sack itself. Lulth will get another counter, and then this will get up to 7, which I do believe that when a creature dies, and it has 7 or more Phyresis counters, I get to draw a card. So I get to draw for this. Yeah. So and then the Weatherlight will just die, and then I'll get another counter on.
Well, it won't die yet. Let the rest of the board die with it.
Yeah, because I'm going to have something to do.
Okay, right. So this has 7 counters on it. Everything else has died on my side with me maintaining priority. So
I have
now
no responses.
I'm going to. Yeah, Alex, do you have something?
I've got no responses.
All right, I'm going to use Visceraseer to sacrifice my commander. I might as well get some value out of her. I'll sack her to scry 1 and get all the cards that were exiled into my hand. And I'm actually going to send her to the graveyard. Scry 1.
Evan, you will draw a card plus your Weatherlight.
It's only when a creature I control dies.
Yeah. And then I'm going to sack Visceraseer to itself. Scry 1 again.
Reckless Endeavor will go off, so it will destroy all creatures with 5 power or less.
Toughness or less, but yeah.
5 toughness or less, yeah. Which doesn't include my vehicle, unfortunately. Yeah. Which then gives me another counter on Lulth because it is a creature, I believe.
Yes.
It's a die trigger, not a graveyard trigger.
Ridiculous, pretty fast.
Cast a Soul Ring, which comes in tapped off the top.
The classic limbo conundrum. How low can you go?
Yes, indeed. So for 5, I'll pay 5 life to cast a Beacon of Unrest.
Ooh.
So put target artifact or creature card from a graveyard into play under my control, and then I shuffle it into my library. So does anybody have any notable creatures in their library and or artifacts?
Well, Alex probably does.
I've got Adriana, Captain of the Guard, is what I got.
I've actually, funny story, got my Visceraseer and my commander in my graveyard.
So I could hypothetically take your commander?
You could.
How would that work? And then you can, like, how would that work?
No, because when the commander changes zones, it can choose to go back to the.
Okay, so never mind. You can't do that, I guess.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Override it when I do that?
No, actually, yeah, that would go to the field. That would go to the.
It definitely would.
I'm sorry.
No, I was like, I'm pretty sure you can do that. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
I have a copy token. I think I will just strategically play this card, and I'll just take your commander there, Kyle.
Okay. Well, you get to draw a card and discard a card.
I have a copy token that's going to represent that. I think next time I should try to maybe invest in some infinite tokens.
I can give you some of my infinite tokens too next time we play.
All right, so then I connive, so I draw and then discard.
And if you discard a card, you get a +1/+1 counter.
I'm just gonna discard a. This feels dumb, but a Cabal Coffers.
Well, and remember, anything you discard gets exiled under her, and when she dies, you get it back.
Oh, okay, all right.
And she comes in tapped because of the Frozen Aether.
Pass.
Okay, and don't forget, you only have the gold that's untapped. The treasures are all tapped.
I know.
Okay. Evan, your Planeswalker ults at 8, correct?
Yeah.
And you have 9.
I have 9. The emblem is not really great. Honestly, her ultimate is fairly mediocre. If I'm hitting you for like 1 damage, it just makes it 8 damage.
Yeah, it's still pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tap for 5 mana. And I'm gonna have to pay 2 life to make it so that I can play my commander. And equip it with the Greaves if anyone does not have an issue with that.
I mean, I have an issue with it, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
I will go to combat. I will attack your Planeswalker, Evan, for 4 damage.
Okay, it'll go down to 5. Doesn't Roon come in
Alright.
tapped, or is that just your opponents?
It's just your opponents.
Your
Okay.
opponent.
Okay.
What do you
All
think
right.
the code's fair? This is Magic we're playing.
I was hoping it was symmetrical.
So I'm gonna untap. At my upkeep, I'm gonna search with land tax for 3 basic lands. I'm gonna take one of each color. A land for turn.
Tapped.
Tapped. Oof. Past my turn, I'm gonna have to move to discard some stuff here.
Well, you go ahead. I'm thinking if I want to do something here. Man, that Beacon of Unrest. Ouch. Was not expecting that.
Me neither.
Does not feel great, but you know, since my lands are apparently going to come into play tapped anyway, I'll play a tapped land. Fetid Pools. Tap 2 with my Soul Ring to play an Arcane Signet, which also comes in tapped. Ouch. I'm going to go ahead and cycle my Polluted Mire for free to draw a card. I just need to bite the bullet and cycle without to lose. Tap 1 to cycle my Lonely Sandbar and draw a card. I will tap another 1 to cycle Chroma's Vengeance and draw a card. I don't think I need that right now. Cycle my Radiance Judgment for 0. Draw. Okay. And then at that point, I'll tap 1 to cycle my Esper Sojourners. When I do that, I can draw a card and untap my Soul Ring again, sacrifice my gold to give me a blue mana, use a black, and float 2 colorless using 1 of that colorless mana, 1 floating to transmute my Dimir Infiltrator again, and go get another 2-drop card.
And how much mana do you have available right now?
1 colorless floating from the Soul Ring.
Okay.
I'll add Sickening Dreams to my hand.
What does that do?
This is a 2-drop sorcery. As an additional cost to cast it, discard X cards. Sickening Dreams does X damage to each creature and each player. And I believe when I end my turn, I will have to discard hand size, which will now be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 cards. So I will discard 3 lands. And I will pass my turn.
So for a total of 7, Sheoldred Whispering 1.
Ooh.
So this is a 6/6 legendary creature Praetor. It has Swamp Walk, which means that it can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls a swamp. At the beginning of my upkeep, I return target creature from my graveyard to the battlefield, and at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, that player sacrifices a creature. This does enter tapped. I think it's pretty cool.
It's not great.
I think it's pretty cool.
I can tell you, I'm not really complaining too much about it.
Yeah. See, Alex likes it. I'm gonna -3 my Lolth to make 2/2/1 black spiders with reach, which again is a token that I do not have. So this will just be 2/2/1 dwarf berserkers that are actually spiders. But they do enter tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. To cast my commander, Shattergang. I'm gonna low down on life here. I'm gonna pay 6 life to go to 14. I'm gonna cast a Dragon Lair Spider. So this is a 5/6 reach creature. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, I put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield.
You're really going for it.
Yeah, I figure this is just gonna be, I'm just gonna burn out pretty quickly here, so I might as well just make the most of it. I'm also trying to think of how many permanents I can sack here. So technically I could sack Bolus right now, right?
Sacrifice it to itself. Yes.
To deal 10 damage to each player. Play a Dragon Skull Summit as my land for turn. I guess I'll end the turn. So, pass.
Okay. Untap. On my upkeep, I think if I blink out Shieldred with my commander, I will be free of having to sacrifice him. Am I correct, Kyle?
No,
I
because
don't, it's at the beginning of your upkeep.
as
It's
soon
in,
as you move to your upkeep, the trigger is on the stack. There's nothing you can do about it.
Ugh.
If you could flash in another creature, that's another story.
so it's the beginning of your upkeep. You can respond to the trigger. Is that how it goes?
Yes.
Okay.
I can respond to it since it's still out, but I'm not nullifying the effect.
Right.
So, well, it's all good. I don't think I'm going to use it as of right now anyway. So, my commander will die. Roon, I tried. Well, I did get a land, so that feels pretty good. Take that, Alex.
I got a land in my hand, baby. I'm gonna search for 2 more.
I'll tap for 6 mana, and I will cast a duplicate.
On the cast, I get to make a 1/1 insect creature token that comes in tapped
Yep.
because of my Dragon Lair Spider.
Correct.
I'm gonna respond, obviously. I'm going to tap, I'm gonna use 3 treasures, and then I will sack Shieldred in response, so that each player has to sack a creature, but there are no other creatures on, I believe, Alex's side or Kyle's side, so that you'll just have to sack your duplicate in response, and it doesn't get exiled. And then I also get a trigger on my Loth so that she will go up a counter.
All right, we'll go ahead and pass my turn.
I'm gonna play Grim Tutor.
I will make a insect from the cast that comes in tapped.
All right. I'm gonna search my library for a card, and I'm gonna lose 3 life. And while I search for a card, I'm gonna pass turn because that's what I got.
I'm gonna do this the smart way. I'm going to tap my Arcane Signet for 1, 2, blue, and the white. Supreme Verdict. Let's destroy all creatures. Can't be countered.
Okay.
This is the card that I'm gonna take.
I'm gonna use the treasures. So for a black, but this is gonna be used as a colorless, and then for 1 and a red.
You could try to sacrifice the artifacts so you could maybe get rid of some of Kyle's.
That's what I'm saying, but honestly, I don't think I really need to do that. I'm actually not gonna respond then. This will just be open. I'm not gonna sack anything. I think I will sack to Bolus the Citadel though, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it doesn't count itself?
No, it can count itself.
Okay, so then I'll go down to 3 treasures and sack Bolus the Citadel. And all my creatures. So in
All right.
response.
10.
Wait, and actually I get an insect from that, right? From the cast?
Yeah, but then it'll die to
So-
Supreme Verdict.
Right, but I will just leave out, instead of sacking a treasure, I'll just leave an extra treasure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And then I will get, so I had 3 insects, 2 barbarians, a
Mhm.
spider, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8 triggers on Loth.
Yes, she's gonna get a lot of loyalty.
So she's at 11. All right, and then that'll be it.
And when my commander dies on your field, you get the card that was exiled back to your hand.
Right, which was a Cabal Coffers.
I'm just gonna pass my turn after that.
I will play the Cabal Coffers as my land for turn. It comes in tapped, but I don't think I was going to be using it anyway. I'm going to cast Road to Ruin, or Road and Ruin, I think. So for 3, I can search my library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. And so the Ruin part of this is important because it has Aftermath. So for 1 and 2 red at sorcery speed, it deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands I control. And I can cast this only from my graveyard, and when I do, I exile it. So I will get a basic land into play. I think it's going to be a swamp. I'm going to down tick 3 on Lolth. So that'll go to 8. to make the 2/1 menace reach spiders that are black, even though they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're tapped. Yeah.
So they come in tapped and cast a Treasure Keeper. So it's an artifact creature construct. It's a 3/3. When it dies, I reveal cards from the top of my library until I reveal a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less, and then I can cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put all the revealed cards not cast this way on the bottom of my library in a random order. So that will come into play tapped. And 5 mana left. I think I will pass the turn.
I'll tap 4 mana for Glenalandra Archmage. It is a 2/2 flyer, fairy wizard that has for 1 blue. I can sacrifice it to counter target non-creature spell, and it has persist, meaning it can come back if it didn't have a -1 counter on it.
All right. I will respond to that, actually. I'm going to tap 2 to cast my Limdul's Vault that I've been sitting on for a while here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you can continue while I'm looking through my cards here, I suppose.
So and limb duels is you lose 1 life every time you
Every
don't
time I
like your
choose
5?
a new top 5, right? 2 life will do it for me.
Okay, so you're at 25.
Yes.
All right. I have no responses.
Alex, I'm assuming you're as good.
I
You're
got
good too?
I got no responses.
Okay, so that resolves. Evan, you are back at 8 loyalty on that guy, right?
Yeah. It is a girl.
Girl. And you have no flying blockers, correct?
I have no blockers in general because my stuff
Okay.
came in tapped.
You should be better with your creature management with that. I will go to combat and I will attack Evan's Planeswalker for 2.
Okay, it goes down to 6.
All right. That will conclude my turn. You're up, Alex.
Don't forget
All
your
right.
land packs this time.
Yes, so I'm going to untap. At upkeep, I will search for 3 lands, 1 black for a Soul Ring, and I'm going to tap
It enters
4.
tapped. Enters tapped.
Sad.
Yeah, it's been that card is an enchantment still.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, that's been influencing a lot.
I'm going to gotta love stack.
So your other 2 lands aren't tapped then. Yeah.
I pass. It's fine.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal against an attacking.
I
deck.
mean, yeah.
End
Like,
your turn, Alex.
I'm gonna have to discard.
Cycle my Rescind to draw a card for 5 to cast my commander. Any responses?
Nope.
Okay. I'll draw. I'll discard with the connive. Let's discard the discard the Sickening Dreams for now. I don't need it at the moment.
Don't forget you tap too.
Yes, she'll get a +1/+1 counter. I'll play a land for turn, which will be my Otawara.
Oh, the channels.
Yeah, I'm getting all of them, and none of them are going to do any good.
It's a shame, yeah, because those are probably really good in that deck with the discarding.
Oh, they're amazing, but yeah, it's sadly not right now. So what I'm going to do also here, I think, is I'm going to tap 3 to cast a Savine's Reclamation. Return target permanent with CMC 3 or less for my graveyard to the battlefield. I'm going to get a land. I'm going to get a land back.
Okay, and it's just a regular land?
Grand Coliseum, pain land for all colors.
Okay.
Did anyone care?
Nope.
Cool. And I'll pass after that.
I'm gonna play a land for turn is a Racer's Ring. This taps it's a dual land for Gruul. Comes into play tapped, and then for 2 and a Gruul, I can tap to sacrifice it to draw a card. So not super great, but it's gonna be tapped anyway. I'm gonna minus 3 my lull, so it'll go down to. It was at 6, so it'll go down to 3 to make 2 more dwarfs. I'm just gonna say that these are represented tapped through this. I will cast another Planeswalker, Xenagos, the Reveler.
Ooh.
So he starts out at 3 loyalty. His +1 is I get to add X mana in any combinations of red and or green to my mana pool, where X is the number of creatures I control. The 0 abilities, I get to put a 2/2 red and green Satyr creature token with haste onto the battlefield, and then the -6 is I can exile the top 7 cards of my library. I may put any number of creatures and or lands from among them onto the battlefield.
I have a response to Xenagos 7.
Sure.
I'm going to counter that by paying 1 life and sacking Granalon.
And paying for commander tax, so for 6, I'm going to recast my commander, which does come in tapped.
Yep.
I will go to combat. Stu, how big is your creature with the -1/-1?
It's a 1/1.
With the -1/-1, it's a 1/1?
Yes.
Yep, originally 2/2.
Okay, I will attack you with a treasure keeper to make a gold.
We will both get a gold. Comes in tapped, I guess, but it doesn't matter.
All right, how much is that?
It's a 3/3.
I'll take 3. How much mana do you have accessible currently?
I have 3 treasures and I just made a gold, so 4 mana.
I'll take the damage.
Yep. And then that'll be it. I'll pass my turn.
I will play a Forest for turn. Feels pretty good finally.
Those forests really are important.
They are. Forrest Whitaker, y'all. I will then go ahead and pay 4 mana Elvish Piper.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Elvish Piper is a 1/1 elf. And for 1 green, I can tap it. I can put a creature card from my hand into play. So if there's no responses, I will go to equip the Greaves.
I will respond.
Okay.
I'm going to sack 3 treasures. I have 1 treasure left. So for 2 and a red, I'm going to sack my treasure keeper as an artifact so that everyone else has to sack an artifact.
Good call.
I'm going to get rid of my gold.
I'll lose an arcane signet.
I am going to contemplate my decision here.
And then I do have a trigger once this happens.
Yes.
I have actually 2 triggers. So 1 from the Lolth, it'll get a counter or a loyalty, and then I'll get a creature onto the battlefield.
Yeah, that'll resolve.
I've never seen Lolth do this much work.
Dude, Lolth is honestly crazy, especially like I only found out really how good it was in like playing standard, but like super good. All right, so then I reveal the top cards of my library until you reveal a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less. So reveal mountain. It's non-land card, so
Right.
another land.
And
Wow.
Non-land card, converted mana cost 3 or less.
Yep,
So that includes sorceries.
it says non-land card. Doesn't say permanent, right?
It says non-land card with converted
right.
mana cost 3 or less.
You got a Dreadbore. What you gonna do with it?
So I'm gonna put these on the bottom first in a random order, and then I will target. What is underneath your Toluz, Kyle?
My Sickening Dreams semi sort of board wipe damage to everyone spell.
I'll target Stu, your counterspell persist person. Actually, no, I'm gonna target your Elvish whatever.
Yeah, target the Piper, dude.
Yeah, the Piper seems pretty bad. Which he can then just sack in response, but either way, it's still fine.
I mean, if you kill Kyle's guy, it will resolve. I won't have to go ahead and make you.
Yeah, but if I kills Kyle's guy, he kills the board, which I don't want. So
How does he kill the board?
the card that's underneath it.
Underneath it.
Right. If you kill Kyle's guy, I can counter that spell with my creature. So it's a
Sounds pretty good. I think I'll just target your Piper.
Yeah, I'll counter that. I'll pay a blue and sacrifice my Glenlandra.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just gonna keep blinking that, right? And then you lose the -1/-1.
I have to have a way to blink, which I currently don't have.
Yeah.
And then after that all resolves, I go to combat, which is not going to do anything, but I will go ahead and end my turn.
Put sadness on the stack.
a little bit, little lots of bits.
Play land that comes into play tapped.
Feels real good, doesn't it?
Feels great. And I'm going to cast Smothering Tithe.
I'm gonna respond to the Smothering Tithe. Because I get to go first anyway. Because you're gonna start getting treasures off all my cycles, and I don't like that. So
Oh, that's a good point.
yeah, well, so with that
Well,
on
they're all
stack,
tapped. They're all tapped.
yeah, but still, I'm gonna cycle for Sacred Worldly, draw a card.
Yeah, he's just gonna draw
Then
before
I'm
that
gonna
enters.
tap,
Okay.
yeah, tap 1 to cycle my Razaket's Right to draw a card, and then it may resolve.
All right, that will enter. I cannot, I'm going to move through combat. I'm going to move to end phase. I will have to discard a card. We are going to get rid of a Schwab.
I will cycle some more, except I'm not actually going to be drawing. I'm going to basic land cycle my Ancient Excavation for free. So I'm going to go get a basic land. After I find the island, I'm not going to bother shuffling because I'm going to wizard cycle Step Through to go get any wizard card from my deck to my hand. Let's grab everybody's favorite.
I actually do love that card.
It's crazy how good the card is, let's be honest. I'm going to go to my turn then with the Bone Miser in my hand. I'll untap. Let's play a tapped island because it feels so darn good. Attempt to flashback Savine's Reclamation from the graveyard, targeting 2 things this time. My Viscera Seer and my Arcane Signet.
Right, so you can sack your commander, I'm assuming.
Is that okay?
I have no response.
I also have no response.
All right. Mostly looking at the guy with open mana and who's in blue, but you know.
You're good.
They will come in tapped, and Savine's Reclamation is exiled. Okay. Stu, I'm going to swing at you with my 4/2 commander to get a gold because that curse is still on you.
And I will also get a gold. I forgot to ask, but I guess did you pay for Smothering Tithe, Kyle?
No, you can have it.
So I will get a gold plus a treasure.
A tapped treasure.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I'll be taking 4 then.
Unless you want to block, sure.
Yeah, I'll block because I don't think this guy's.
Either way, he's gonna get a gold.
Well, he's going to get a gold either way, but also I'm going to be losing a creature on your turns either way, Evan. So I'll
Possibly.
say the life.
I'm going to pass the turn.
Question, Kyle. That card that does the damage underneath your commander, is that an instant?
No, it's a sorcery. So Sickening Dreams is a 2-mana sorcery. When I cast it, I discard any number of cards from my hand, and then each creature and each player takes that damage.
Right, okay. And then I'll cast an Ashnod's Altar, which comes in tapped. But it doesn't matter because it's just sacrificing a creature and I can make 2 generic. So
That's
it
true.
doesn't need to be tapped. I guess I will -3 Lolth. So that she goes to 1. And then I'll make 2 more of these Reach Black Spiders with Menace.
Hmm?
I'm going to send 2 of these 2/1s over at you, Kyle. So for 4 damage. So 2 of them.
Okay.
And then I'll send another 1 of them at Stu. So I have 1 that's untapped.
And you will get a gold.
So I will make a gold.
And I will also get a gold.
And then I take 2.
So you have no blocks. So you would take 2 and then Kyle would take 4.
Yep, I got nothing.
Okay. So I'm just going to have those 3 that attack be represented by these tapped ones so that I have 5 that are tapped. And I'm going to cast Ruin from my graveyard, dealing a bunch of damage to your Viscera Seer.
Oh, my
More than
Viscera
enough to
Seer.
kill it. Yeah. Because it's for each land I have, so it's more than one.
All right, well, I'll
And then this
respond
gets exiled.
by using my Viscera Seer to sacrifice my commander.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and put her in the grave. I'll get all those cards back, and I'll scry 1. And then, okay.
And the
Once
Viscera Seer is also dead, correct?
Once I've done that, I'm going to sack it to itself.
Sure.
Just because.
Yeah. That'll happen then. So that's, I believe, all I have. I will pass the turn.
I will not pay. That is all you.
Alex, you might have a spicy turn here with all those untapping.
I'll end my turn.
Spicy
All
stuff.
right. I'm going to untap. I've got upkeep, and I will search for. I think I've got one basic land left, probably. I'm going to play a Fervent Charge.
What's that do?
Fervent Charge is whenever a creature you control attacks, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It's a little anthem. And then I will use that floating one, +1, 2, and I'll use a treasure, going down to 2. And with those 4, I will play Hero Bladehold, which will come in tapped. So Hero Bladehold is a 3/4 human knight with Battle Cry, and whenever Hero Bladehold attacks, put 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield that are tapped and attacking.
Yeah, between double Battle Cry and double Soldiers, Hero Bladehold is one of the scariest things you can throw out. So I'll use 5 mana. I'll cast Johnny B, Bone Miser.
That makes it so whenever you
Oh,
discard,
yeah, so I should, yeah, I got to explain this thing. I'm sorry. So it's a 4/4. When I discard a creature, I make a 2/2 zombie token. When I discard a land, I make 2 black mana. When I discard a non-creature, non-land card, I draw a card.
And then in response, you could just discard.
Yeah, well, he's got Fluctuator,
Once-
which is
once
going
he
to let him
hits the-
cycle
Once
like
he hits
everything
the
for
field,
free.
yes, it would
Once he
be,
hits the
it would be
field.
very, very bad for you all.
Well, yeah, my deck can't answer that.
I have no response.
Yeah.
I'm shocked, but okay. Bone Miser resolves. Um,
Question though, if I were to sack something right now, you respond like you could just sack one of the zombie tokens then, right?
If I create one, yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have nothing.
Well, it's also going to force him to then go ahead and use his cycling effects in order to keep it alive. So he would need to have a creature or dig for a creature to resolve the effect.
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean, I guess I'll do it right now. I'm just gonna do this right now then, I guess. I'm gonna use Ashnod's altar to sack one of these tapped tokens. Wealth
Mhm.
will go up 1. I will use 2 of the generic that it makes and a swamp to then sack another one. So that each opponent has to sack a creature, and then Loth will get another counter.
All right. Well, that's on the stack. I'll respond. So free cycle for Sake the Worldly to draw 2 cards because it's a
So,
non.
are you going to be paying for these Smothering Ties here, Kyle?
That's actually a very good question.
Frozen Aether will keep it in check at this point in time.
Yeah, but once it gets back around it, no, I'm not going to pay for it, Alex. Just
So
yeah. go
I will
nuts.
get 2 additional treasures there.
Yep, I'll draw 2. I'll tap 1 to cycle Razaketh's Right to draw another 2 cards.
Cool. Not paying for Smothering Tithe.
No.
I
So
will
you
go
get 3 more
to
treasures right there.
5
Yeah.
more tap.
There we go. I'll cycle a Dranith Healer for free and draw a card and make a zombie.
Are you going to be paying for Smothering
No.
Tithe there, Kyle?
I'll make a zombie.
And then sack it.
Yes.
Okay. And then Alex, you have to sack your hero.
Yep. Not great.
And then I'll have the creatures. Evan, you can also then, in response to that resolution, go ahead and create another sack trigger.
Yeah, you could do another, and I can.
Yeah,
respond to that
I don't care that much.
too. Yeah, I'm gonna move to my discard step. I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 cards. I need to discard 3. So I'll discard my Magister Sphinx to make a tapped zombie. Yeah, discard a land. I'll get 2 black mana that I can't use because I'm in the discard step. And then I'll also discard Decree of Pain, which will let me draw 2 cards. Alex will get 2 treasures. I have to continue the discard step.
You there, Alex?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, bud. What did I miss?
2 treasures.
I will take 2 treasures.
I'll discard a Valiant Rescuer, making another zombie, and a Frantic Search, which will draw me 2 cards, and Alex will make 2 treasures. I'll discard an Enlightened Tutor to draw 2 cards, and Alex will get 2 treasures.
I really hope he plays an Eldrazi on his turn.
Discard a Barrenmore.
I can't do anything, man, with Frozen Ether, man. I'm getting
Discard a Fend Off. 2 treasures, draw 2.
Yeah, I would
alright.
like some enchantment removal as well.
Discard a land and a Demir Signet to draw 2, and Alex gets 2 treasures. We'll draw one. Draw one in that case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll discard. Yeah, keeps not really mattering. I'll discard an Ancient Excavation to draw a card, and Alex gets a treasure. And then I'll discard a land. Okay, I'm done.
All right, just be careful with your hand there, Kai Guy. We can kind of
Yeah,
flash him a little bit.
I've got 7 cards now.
You said I was supposed to get one more treasure there at the end?
Yes, you got a butt ton of treasures from me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, that was a deliberate choice, Kyle.
It was. It was.
All right, on your end step, I will do something as well. I'm going to sack a creature to the Ashnod's altar. This will put another loyalty counter. So I'll make 2, and then I will tap for a red and a green to tap and sack my Racer's Ring to draw a card,
Mm-hmm.
which will then give Alex another treasure, but I draw.
All right. Sure hope I can use these treasures before they're destroyed.
2 mana. Use one of it for a Skull Clamp. Okay, so I will essentially just clamp one of them immediately, going down to 2, getting another counter, and then drawing 2 cards. Alex, you make 2 treasures. Okay, have not played my land for turn, so I will play a Zeotora's Proving Ground. This is a tri-land for Jund, so that comes in tapped. All right, I'm gonna -3 Lolth, so she goes to 2 to make 2 more of these spiders that are tapped.
The value from that planeswalker has been insane.
Really?
I know it's super good. I just added her to this deck, and I knew it was gonna be very good. I'm gonna swing at you, Kyle, for 4, and then I'll hit you, Stu, for 3 with my commander. Making a gold.
You will go to gold, and I will go to gold.
Cast an Obsidian Charmaw. So normally this costs for 3 and 2 red. It's a dragon 4/4. However, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each land that my opponents produce. For each land that my opponents control that could produce a generic mana,
Right.
which is why I was asking.
Easily.
So so it's a flying 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. So he will enter tapped. The flash spell, does it destroy the land once you use it?
I can use it in response still.
Yeah. No. It's good. It'll stay around.
Okay, well then I'll choose the flash land instead.
All right, then I'll just respond, I guess.
Sure.
I'll tap 2 and it to activate it for this turn.
So you don't have to do it right now. It's at any point.
It's just till the end of the turn.
Hopefully into the turn.
Okay, because I already went to combat, so that okay, all right. I'm gonna use the altar, sacking one of these tapped creatures. Oh, technically, they're all tapped, so I'm gonna sack one of them. So there's 3 total now with the sack. Lolth will get a counter. I'll make 2 generic mana. I'm gonna use 2 of those and then tap for a green, a black, and a red, and then another 1. So for 6 total mana, I will cast a Zeotora, the Incinerator. Comes in tapped, 6/6 flying dragon. Beginning of my end step, I can sacrifice another creature, and when I do, it deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target, and I create 3 treasure tokens. So at what point does the flash wear off?
At the end of your turn.
The turn.
Okay, so on my end step, I'm going to sack my Obsidian Charmaw to the Zeotora to deal 4 damage to your Bone Miser, Kyle, and then I'll make 3 treasure tokens that are tapped.
Yeah, I don't love that, but yep.
Because the value is just, it's too much. And then these will, so I have 3 treasures that I can use, and then I have 3 that are tapped.
Do you draw from the skull clamp?
Nothing was clamped.
Okay.
So I have 6 treasures total, only 3 that are tapped. And then that's my turn. That's all I can do.
And
I'll
your
pass.
I'll have a
Yeah.
response.
Sure.
Go ahead and I will tap 3. And I will flash in Eternal Witness.
Okay.
And I'll get myself a Recruiter of the Guard to the hand.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
will tap 3 and cast Recruiter of the Guard.
Well, you also
Yeah.
had that one mana float in, that blue mana float in, right?
Well, he had to use that to activate it, I
Yeah.
think, right?
I didn't have any blue floating because Evan changed his target.
Got it.
So Recruiter the Guard goes off. I will get a tutor for a creature with toughness 2 or less.
With the Recruiter of the Guard trigger on the stack to tutor.
Oh, I also forgot. Lolth gets a counter from the Obsidian Charmall. I don't think I
Yes.
did that. I did it with the sack to cast it, but I don't think I did it for the creature.
Alex, how many cards do you have in your hand?
I've got 6.
How much mana do you have? Like that you use right now?
5.
And how many treasures do you have tapped?
I've got 18 tapped treasures.
Jeez.
But I've only got 5 that's available for right now, and I've got 6 cards in hand.
There's something that I really want to do.
I smell Sonic.
But if he has Teferi's protection, he's going to blow us out.
Yeah, well, then don't do it.
Well, do it, dude. If you do it, it can maybe.
No, if I play Teferi's protection, that takes away your frozen aether, and he wins on his turn.
Yeah, I would just wait. I wouldn't do anything yet. He can't attack.
How does the frozen aether get taken away from Teferi's protection?
Oh, well, I guess you could replay it. That's true.
Also, how does Teferi's protection get rid of frozen aether?
It doesn't, but if he wipes the board, then that gets rid of frozen aether.
All his haste stuff will be active and will die. It's better just to do it now. So I'm gonna tap 7, overload Cyclonic Rift in response to your tutor on the stack.
Okay.
So you'll get the Recruiter back. So does Alex have the Teferi's protection?
I do not have Teferi's protection.
Yes. Got him.
I will respond. I'm going to sack one of these untapped treasures. Everyone has to sack an artifact.
I'm going to sack one of my tapped treasures.
Signet.
I'm gonna sack. Actually, hold on. Can I take that back real quick? So instead of using all the 2 other trapped treasures, I'm going to sack one of these tokens to Ashnod's altar, and then use one of these active treasures to sack a non-active treasure, so everyone sacks an artifact.
I'll choose another one of these.
No, that was the first one. So now I'm gonna do it again, like how I just.
Okay, so now it's at 16.
All right, now
right, and then Lolth goes up 2 counters because I didn't do the first one, so she's at 6. I will then use another treasure to sack another treasure to make you guys sack another artifact, which is the Soul Ring.
Good response there, Evan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lose them anyway. I'll sack the other one to. Damn, I really wish I had an enchantment.
No, you don't. Frozen Aether is going to keep us alive.
Well, but it's off the field.
At this point, if the treasures are gone, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference if I sack another artifact, so we'll just leave them. So these treasures will be blinked. I'll lose my other tokens, and then everything goes back to my hand.
You don't have mana to use to get rid of a zombie token there from Kyle?
I don't have anything I'd want to sack to it.
I mean, your tokens are going to disappear anyway.
Right, but I don't have enough to sack a token.
Got it.
Yeah, so everything goes back.
All
right. I still have to resolve my tutor.
Right. Yeah, you can do that now. You're going to get those cards back anyway.
Yeah, so thank you for letting me get the option to figure out what I want. I'll get a Fierce Empath to the hand.
It's fine. You would have had that option anyway.
Well, right, but if I could have chose prior and then you used it, so.
No. I have to do what I'm doing before you choose.
All right, so then my turn is officially over?
Yeah, that was all that happens. I will play a Plains for turn. Also, I'm not paying for the tax, Alex, for drawing a card.
I don't have that on the field anymore, but thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Just letting you know. It sounds like Kyle did that so I can keep the Frozen Aether in play, and I don't think I'll make that go in vain. 4 for the Frozen Aether. I think at this moment I'll have to just end my turn. So it is yours, Alex.
We're going to tap 1 for a Soul Ring, which comes in tapped. 4 for a Smothering Tithe.
Yeah, tracks.
And we're going to tap 1 to put Curse of Opulence on Evan.
Wait, you put the Soul Ring into play tapped, correct, Alex?
Yes,
sir.
He did.
Okay, I missed it.
It's all good. That's what I got. I'm going to put land tax in the graveyard.
And you cursed Evan, not Kyle?
I think so.
I'm gonna be out soon, but that's fine.
I'll
I think-
draw.
I have
I
one
think
card in
I-
hand, so you already
I
know
think
what's in my hand.
Kyle's got the only available attacker, so he's more likely to attack either you or him. So maybe he'll go for the gold.
Okay, so right, got that. All right. I'm gonna swing one zombie at Evan and one zombie at Alex. So
All
we
right.
get
I
I
will
take
take
2.
one, and we will get a gold.
You take 2.
yeah, 2 and 2 and 2.
It's a 2-2.
Oh, is the gold on the other side of the zombie? Yeah, it figures. This will be my gold token.
Of course it is.
That'll be my gold token. So you each take 2. Then I will tap 1 to cast an Unearth. Return target creature with CMC 3 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. I'll target my commander. Toluz will re-enter. She'll connive.
Alex, you're about to get all those treasures back.
She still comes in tap, though, yeah? Great.
Still keeps and tapped. Yep. I'll draw.
So did you pay for Smothering Ties with the
Oh,
connive
this
trigger?
will. No, you can
On-
have your trigger. Yeah,
on
I'll
your-
discard Sickening Dreams. Don't need it right now.
Interesting.
And she'll get a counter. Cast Tormod the Desecrator. So he's a 4/2. When one or more cards leave my graveyard, I make a tapped 2/2 zombie.
Well, that's convenient.
It is, isn't it?
Then it comes in tapped already. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tap zombie.
Yeah. Play my land for turn, Takanuma. I played all the channel lands this game. And then I'll pass the turn.
Actually, so my Cabal Coffers now officially taps for a mana because I have this is a swamp, and then I have the Shockland.
Yeah.
So I can just say that that counts for it. Just taps for a black instead
Right.
of going through all the
It's that
measures.
parity. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Well,
we're gonna do that.
You will have to tap down 2 with it. So
I understand that. So we'll just do that right now. So I will recast Lolth
Yep.
for loyalty. Ashnod's Altar. I'm gonna -3 to make 2 spiders. Sack one of them. She'll get another counter. So I'll make 2 generic mana. I will use one of those for a Soul Ring. I will use the other one for a Skull Clamp. I guess for 1, I'm just gonna go ahead and clamp my 2/1. She'll get another counter. And then I will draw 2 cards. Alex, you can make 2
Cool.
treasures. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand. So I will not be discarding.
I will go ahead and tap my Temple of False God and float 1 generic to play my Soul Ring untapped. I know everyone's mad jealous.
Boo.
Play out my my Fierce Empath, giving me the tutor for a creature with CMC 6 or more. Probably going to be a Sun Titan.
Nice.
Hmm.
Does it come into the battlefield or does it go into your hand?
It's going to.
For now.
I will tap 1 white for a Planar Guide. Planar Guide is a 1/1, I'm assuming human cleric, the Oracle. It has for 4 mana. I can exile Planar Guide from the game and remove all creatures from the game until the end of the turn, and then return to their owner's control afterwards. And there's no responses to that. I will then go and end my turn.
Myrel, Shield of Argive.
Comes in tapped, but nice.
Opponents
Use
can't
the
cast
Hollister.
spells or activate abilities during my turn. We're gonna play a Mishra claimed by Gix.
Ooh.
Get to do something I've always wanted to do. Pay 1 and 2, and I'm gonna play Phyrexian Dragon Engine. I've got the components for the meld if it takes place at some point in time. Everything is all tapped. There's nothing I can do. I will P the T.
So he just has to attack for that meld to happen.
Yes.
Oh boy. Lucky we couldn't do that this turn.
I've never gotten to do that meld, but I feel like it would be pretty badass to be able to do something like that.
I feel like it would just end the game usually.
Probably. Okay.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to show these players how you can win with just 1 land for 5 turns.
Like a true Rocky Balboa play.
I'm gonna sacrifice the gold and tap 3 more to cast a Feast of Sanity. Whenever it's an enchantment, whenever I discard a card, Feast of Sanity does 1 damage to any target, and I gain 1 life. Tormod is going to swing at Alex along with
You're not going at the Planeswalker?
one.
Kyle, I'll make you a deal before you do that. If you leave the Planeswalker, I could play my commander, which will then it'll deal with one of those creatures.
Don't leave the Planeswalker,
Yeah,
Kyle. It's a trap.
I'll make that deal.
It's a trap.
Alex, I'm swinging at you with Tormod and a zombie, and Evan, I gotta swing you with 1 zombie because I want a gold.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yep,
So-
I'll
Not
take 2.
not your Planeswalker.
Sure. 1,
All right.
2.
So
6
how
to
much life do I
Alex.
take? 6?
And 2 to Evan. I'll pass the turn.
Play a Haunted Ridge, which would be untapped, but it is not. Cast my commander. So I'm going to use one of these black and then the other generic to cast a Dreadhorde Invasion enchantment. So this enchantment, at the beginning of my upkeep, I lose a life and I amass 1, which means that I put a +1/+1 counter on an army token that I control. If I don't control one, I create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token first. And then whenever a zombie token I control with power 6 or greater attacks, it gains lifelink until end of turn, but that usually doesn't come into play. I will use the other 2 black to cast a Blood Artist, which is a 0/1 vampire creature. Whenever it or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and I gain a life. Yeah, I'll -3. She'll die.
To get 2 fighters. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had a good run.
I honestly could have kept her if I sequenced this better, but
Yeah, I was gonna
It's all
say you
good.
get the option.
I could have not cast the Dreadhorde Invasion and then I could have done some other stuff, but okay, so that makes 2 tapped black creatures with Menace and Reach. Sacrifice one of them to the Ashnod's altar. Actually, I'm not going to do that just yet. Actually, yeah, I am. I'm sorry. So I make 2 generic mana. I will then use the Overgrown Tomb as a black to sack the other dwarf. However, when I sack the dwarfs, I get to ping a player and then I gain a life, correct?
Right.
I'll hit Alex for 1 and Kyle for 1, and then I'll gain 2.
So me and Alex lose 1 life, and then we all sack 2 creatures.
I've got a response. So
Sure.
My response is that I'm going to use 3, and I'm going to play Teferi's Protection.
There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna respond to that.
Counter it.
I cannot counter it, but I am going to tap 1, 2 Swords to Plowshares Muriel.
Not
Alright.
not the Gix, not Mishra.
No, I don't care about that.
I gained
Dude,
3.
he's gonna meld.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that could be a mistake, but that's all right. All right. So then I believe I still get the triggers from I still get another trigger from his creature dying, right?
I think I'm gonna have a response as well.
I had to get rid of the Grand Abolisher. I can't let that stand.
All right. So technically, we should go in a circle then at this point for.
Well, no, I think I'm
responses. We
responsible.
should have done.
Is what I'm saying.
What are you responding to?
Yeah.
Actually, I have no response.
Okay. So that goes off. Alex's creature dies, which means I get to. Alex, did you gain life?
Yeah, for my swords.
From Swords to
Oh, okay.
Plowshares.
So I'll hit you for
Which
1, and
results
then I'll
for-
gain a life.
You hit me for 1?
Yeah, from your creature dying with the blood
My
artist.
life
trigger, right?
total cannot change because of Teferi's Protection.
Well, also,
It's before Teferi's Protection resolves.
it's
Yeah.
exiled, not dying.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. All right, so that doesn't happen, so I don't gain. a
Yeah,
life.
that's true.
It's a good point.
I'll use my Fierce Empath.
I'm gonna tap for a black, and then I will equip Skull Clamp onto my commander.
I will play a Detection Tower as a land for turn. It produces 1 generic, and I can also choose to tap 1 and it to make it so that creatures my opponents control can be targeted as though they didn't have Hexproof or Shroud by abilities that I control. And 6 for a Sun Titan.
Yeah.
Sun Titan is a 6/6 with Vigilance, and when it enters and/or attacks, I can return a permanent with CMC 3 or less from my graveyard to the battlefield. Then I'm going to go ahead and get the Lightning Greaves back from the graveyard. I will go to equip,
What else is in your graveyard? Fierce Empath and
Fierce Empath, Winding Canyons, and a Shadow Witch.
all right, no, nothing that I particularly care about. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, I'll click the Greaves,
No.
and then I will go to combat. Kyle, you have how many cards under your dude?
1, the Sickening Dreams.
He will be able to gain a lot of life and make us lose life from just discarding.
That's assuming I have any ways to discard, which meh.
Well, I mean, all of the cards in your hand discard themselves.
You're assuming a lot right now.
How many cards in your hand, Kyle?
I have 3.
Kyle, I will attack you for 6 on the attack trigger.
I should note that if you attack Evan, you also get a gold.
You're
I guess
phased
you don't,
out.
it's phased
No,
out.
I will not.
Out right now.
On the declaration, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a Fierce Empath back into play. I will go ahead and get myself probably a Kenrick Leviathan. The hand.
Yeah.
It has 8 CMC, 5/5 body. When it enters, return all other non-land permanents to their owner's hands, and it has an Earth for 7.
I'm going to block with my commander. After I've declared blocks, I'm going to sack the gold that I created, and 3 more, and cast Insidious Dreams.
Which
So
does?
as an additional cost to play Insidious Dreams, I discard X cards from my hand. And then I search my deck for X cards, shuffle my deck, and put those cards on top of it in any order. I'm going to discard my Void Rend, which will get exiled underneath my commander and create a zombie with Tormod, because a card left my graveyard. It'll also create a Feast of Sanity trigger. Stu, I'll ping you for 1 life, and I'll gain 1 life.
Your commander will die.
Okay. I'll send her to the command zone.
And then that's a death trigger for Blood Artist, correct?
Yes.
No, I'll throw it at Alex.
Alex probably getting his
I can't, my life total cannot change. I'm so
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you can take it. I'll gain 1 life.
I will end the turn.
All right.
Alex, you will phase in. I will note, by the way, to you, if you do not attack me, Alex, your board state will be all good.
Dude, if he attacks, it doesn't have to attack you. He's going to have so many triggers that are just going to blow out the board.
Right.
Well, I got you. I have a way to take everything out of combat. So as long as nothing's coming at me, then this is all good.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying, though. It doesn't matter if it's coming at you. It's a modal. It melts into a modal creature that has like X abilities that will go off and just decimate the board.
Yeah,
It doesn't need to be attacking you at all.
Happen.
Maybe I just want to see the world burn.
Maybe he does. Maybe he wants to see the meld happen live on the card pool for the 2nd time ever on YouTube. Besides the professor. I'm going to start by tapping 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to cast Isshen. 2 Heavens is 1.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
Seems pretty good. I'm going to move
Do you
to
have a
combat.
response? Wait, before you do anything, Kyle, you're responding.
To him playing Isshin? No.
To him casting Isshin.
Yeah, no.
Okay. I will respond before he's on the field. I'm going to sack my Blood Artist to Ashnod's Altar, pinging you for 1, Alex, and then I will gain a life.
Alright.
To make 2 generic, and then I will use those 2 and a black to have Shattergang sack itself, so that everybody has to sack a creature before Isshin enters the battlefield. And then I draw 2 cards.
Phyrexian Dragon Engine to go to the graveyard.
I'll
Okay.
lose a token.
I'm going to draw 2 then, assuming that resolves.
Yeah, Stu's going to have to lose something.
And just to clarify, I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with this, but in general, so I can sacrifice this to itself because the text says sacrifice a creature, not another creature.
I'll just lose the Fierce Empath for the time being.
Yeah,
That was just
I'm gonna
all I
tap-
could do, so that's
I'm
I
going to
had to do
tap
it.
4 for a Fervent Charge.
Wait, you're not going to unearth?
Nope, I can't.
You're not gonna do that, dude.
You have the mana for it. You can do it.
I cast the Fervent Charge. I do not. I need 5.
How
You
many
have-
treasures do you have?
It doesn't matter because it would come in tapped. It has to be attacking for it
You
to
have
meld to happen.
treasure. Oh, yeah.
It needs to be attacking. I'm too screwed because of the Frozen Aether. I can't do it. It's gonna
I mean, I could. Is it a legendary creature?
don't. It's not. It's an artifact creature. It's all good, man. I'm
There's an
gonna-
answer to that if you just take out 2.
I'm going to just keep doing my thing. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to swing Mishra over at Evan.
Yep, I have no blocks. I take
You
it.
get a gold.
So you
Yep.
take 7. I get a gold.
So
Actually,
I
I
take
get 2
7
gold.
because his attack is 7, or what?
Yeah.
So-
Okay. So hold on. His power is 7, but when he attacks, we each lose 2 life.
Okay.
So, yes. Well, whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. No, because I've only got 1 attacking creature.
Isshin is
Yes,
tapped.
you have
That's right.
Isshen.
Each
Tapped is it? Isshin is
he's,
tapped.
he's not attacking, though. Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Each opponent loses 1 life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. No.
Yeah, right. Mishra is the one attacking one, so we each lose 2 life because it's doubled.
Right.
Oh,
right.
you're
right.
right. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so
So
I
then,
lose 9.
So yeah, we lose 2 automatically, and then Evan's going to take 7.
and then I gain,
Okay.
and I gain 2 life. Sack a treasure, and I'm gonna play a Krenko Tin Street Kingpin. Comes in tapped.
End of your turn, Alex. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to cast Void Rend and destroy your Fervent Charge.
That's a good move there, Kai Guy. It's pretty impressive.
Fervent Charge is a creature?
No,
It's
a
permanent.
enchant.
Yeah,
I
no,
thought it was a creature.
yeah. Void Rend can destroy anything.
If only it was used on the Frozen Aether.
I actually don't mind the Frozen Aether at all, to be honest.
You're trying to draw the combo off. I know.
Well, I mean, it does help Kyle's deck because he just kind of wants to draw into his win con. So if nobody's killing him through combat, then I mean that just works out for his board.
Alex, I'm going to swing at you for 6. I'll recast Toluz. When she enters, I'll connive. So I'll draw.
Are you paying for Smother and Tithe?
No. I'll discard the Sickening Dreams. I will deal 1 damage to Alex, and I'll gain 1 life. And I'll make a tapped zombie.
Upkeep trigger, I will lose a life, and then I will make a zombie army creature token. That's at
Tap.
+1/+1. Tapped, but honestly, I don't think it's going to matter. So I get on to 4, and then I will draw my card for turn, which I did not pay for, which you already made, I think. I feel like I'm going to be out after this turn, so should probably just kind of go swinging. A Bloodghast, which is tapped. So Bloodghast, 2/1 Vampire Spirit. Bloodghast can't block, and Bloodghast has haste as long as an opponent has 10 or less life, but in this case it doesn't matter because it's tapped. And then it also has a landfall trigger or ability. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, I can return it from my graveyard to the battlefield. I guess I will use the 1 to equip with the Skull Clamp so that I will Skull Clamp it. It'll go to my graveyard and I'll draw 2 cards, which I will not pay for. I guess I'll just have to compensate for this. So this might be a game changer, but I'm going to sack the zombie army to Ashnod's Altar for 2 generic. I will use those immediately. I will cast Decimate. Sorcery. Destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, and a target land.
May I suggest Kyle's enchantment? I know you want to get rid of mine, but Kyle's is a win con.
That's
And
not my problem.
Well,
You
it
guys can
is. You have
attack
4
him.
life. He has to just
I'm going to be out of the game, so I don't really.
Evan, I think you should do the Frozen Aether, Evan. Just saying.
I am going to do that. That'll be the enchantment. Artifact will be your Lightning Greaves stew. The creature will be Mishra, and the land will be, I guess, your Manamo stew.
Dude, hit Kyle's, dude.
Why?
Because he has to use mana for his cycling stuff. He's obviously holding mana up for a reason.
Right. Hit
Yeah,
You're holding up
tower.
mana for a reason too, buddy.
I have no friggin' cards in my hand that are good to play. That's why.
Also, Sun Titan can easily kill me on your turn.
I'm
Which
not.
I'm
I
expecting.
chosen not to attack you deliberately to try to get Kyle down.
Either way, he can just kill me in response, right?
Unless he doesn't have one right now. This would be the time to remove that enchantment.
Well, those are the targets. I'm just going to stick with what I did because those seem like the best targets. So Lightning Greaves, your enchantment, your land, and then Kyle loses Mishra, or Alex loses Mishra. You just can't get back your enchantment. Going to play a land for turn, comes in untapped, Temple of the False God. That's the main reason I got rid of that.
There you go.
Well, that makes sense.
2 and a green. Bolvenwald Mysteries. So this is an enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature I control dies, I get to investigate, which means I get to create a clue artifact token that lets me tap 2 to sacrifice it to draw a card. Then whenever I sacrifice a clue, I get to create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Which is cool because it doesn't say I have to sacrifice a clue to the ability. I can sack it with my commander
Right.
and it would still
That's
get
a
the same
really that's a
effect.
really nice card. I like that one.
Cast a Mogwar Marshal. This is a 1/1 Goblin Warrior. It has Echo. When it comes into play or is put into the graveyard from play, I put a 1/1 red Goblin creature token into play. So I make a 1/1 Goblin when that enters. I'm going to go right ahead and sack the War Marshal to Ashnod's Altar. And then that'll give me another Goblin. It'll give me 2 generic mana. And then I'll also make a clue. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the 2 mana to sack the clue.
Draw a card and get a 1/1.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have a human, but it's a 1/1 white
Yeah.
warrior, which is pretty much the same thing. So then I'll draw a card, sack the warrior, make 2 mana. For 3 and a Jund, I will recast the Atora, the Incinerator. I'm going to sack one of the goblins on my end step. I can ping something for 1. I think it's a target. It deals damage to
Any target.
any target, and then I'll make 3 treasures. Is there anything with like a 1 toughness?
Planar guide. That's the only thing.
I'll blow that up then.
I'll have a response.
Sure.
I will tap 4 mana. I'll pay a life to use Planar Guide.
Exile everyone's creatures.
And then they come back in at the end of the turn.
Okay. So that means that they don't come in until your turn because I went to my end step?
Correct. They would not come back until the end of Stu's turn.
Kyle, you'll lose the card that was under your commander.
I'm aware. Sickening Dreams is exiled permanently.
And then it is your turn at this point.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I will untap. And then any tokens are dead, of course.
Yep, I got rid of my zombies.
I'll pay 4 mana for a Stonehorn Dignitary, targeting Alex. You will not have a combat on your turn.
I was literally. That's whack.
That's on your next turn, your next combat phase.
It's not even like you can't attack. You literally have no combat step.
I don't even care if I don't win. This has just been amazing.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I'm going to tap 3, Recruiter of the Guard again. I'll go ahead and I'll tutor for a creature with toughness 2 or less.
Yep.
I would be fine with the Bane of Progress.
Yeah, I think so too, since I lost my enchantment as well.
I don't even care about losing Soul Ring and everything. That'd actually be my whole board.
It would
So
be.
actually, that would impact me a lot, but I don't care at this point.
I'm sorry, Alex. It's too funny.
Don't be sorry, dude. Let's be real. He could probably kill us if
He would honestly win, I think, on his turn with the amount of treasures and being able to attack.
I just want you to know that Kyle here was definitely the target on my last attack when you told me you would leave me alone. Remember that?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm going to move to my end step. Everything will phase back in. On that, I will have a trigger with Sun Titan. Does anyone else have an ETB?
Yes, Toluz.
I think Miss Meta Witch is actually a decent choice.
So I'll use Toluz. She connives. I'll draw. I'll discard. Cast out. It's an enchantment, but it'll get exiled. I'll get a zombie with Tormod, and Alex, you'll lose a life, and I'll gain a life from Feast of Sanity.
Land per turn. Dragon Skull Summit.
There's play untapped.
Move to combat. Swing in both my creatures at Kyle.
You have no combat.
You have no combat.
That's right. I don't get a combat step. Hot damn.
Evan, turn your camera around. It got flipped.
To flip it, it did it on its own. I just
Yeah,
went to.
same with me. It does it sometimes.
All
You
right.
just flip it, dude.
Well, I'm gonna
You
tap,
have to flip it, Kyle.
I'm gonna play an Artisan of Kozilek.
Ooh.
Is there a response?
What's in your what creatures? Mishra. There's a lot of stuff in your graveyard. So
Well, he has the one that he has the unearth.
When I cast Artisan of Kozilek, I can return target creature card from my graveyard to the battlefield. So on my cast, do you have a response, Kyle?
I do. I'm going to tap 3. I'm going to cycle Nimble Obstructionist, counter target activated or triggered ability I don't control, counter the Artisan's ability. You'll still get the creature, you just won't return anything.
Okay. Is an ETB an activated or triggered ability? 'Cause it
Yeah, he
doesn't
essentially
have a tap.
disallowed. He
Yeah,
disallowed your
it's a
ability.
stifle. It's a stifle.
My phone died.
Your phone died.
I have it plugged in. I thought it was charging.
Well, we still see everything, dude.
Yeah.
I
still
guess
see
let
you.
me just charge it real fast with my good charger. Real quick. You good in a
Yeah.
second.
Alex, you're gonna lose a life from Feast of Sanity, and I'll gain a life. And I generate another zombie with Tormod. That's right. So I have 2 going into my turn. This is exciting. This is a very exciting game we've
This
got.
is
here.
This is a crazy. This is one of the craziest games that we've had in a while. Honestly.
It is though. So I'm gonna tap 6. I'm going to cast my enchantment, New Perspectives. When it
Target.
enters the battlefield, I will draw 3, and then as long as I have 7 or more cards in my hand, I can pay 0 rather than pay cycling costs. But when I draw the 3, I will only have 5 cards. Another 3 to cast Ashnod's Altar.
Because if your commander blinks out, you'll lose those. Then you will not have enough to go ahead and make it so you can get your new perspectives for free. Correct?
Well, I won't anyway. I only have 4 cards in my hand. I cannot cycle for free unless I have 7.
Right,
Right.
but you will get 2 cards once it leaves the field, though, right?
Yeah, but then I'll have 6.
To respond to the cast with you making it enter the battlefield. Sorry, I'll tap 4 and use my Miss Meadow Witch's ability.
It's fine. It is what it is. Toluz
So
will get
turn at the beginning of the next end step.
Yep, at the beginning of my end step. Correct.
Then Ashnod's Altar enters.
Yes, Ashnod's Altar is in play. So you are then tapped out, correct, Stu?
I am tapped out. Sorry.
I'm gonna go to my end step, and Toulouse will come back. And when she enters, I will draw and discard. Yeah, I'll discard Remote Isle, which is a land underneath her, so she will not get a +1/+1 counter. But I will get another zombie that's tapped, and Alex take 1 and I gain 1, and then I will pass the turn.
Alex, your Cranko just makes more goblins, correct? I don't know what that one does off the top of my head.
That's all it does. He gets a +1/+1 counter when he attacks, and for his attack power is I created a number of 1/1 red goblin creatures.
All right. So upkeep trigger, I will lose a life, and then I'll make a zombie army.
Are you paying for Smother and Tithe?
No, I didn't draw yet, so you're getting a little too excited. So make that first, lose a life, and then I will draw, and I will not pay. So now you get to make it.
Only Frozen Aether was in play, guys. Like, just saying.
What?
If only Frozen Aether was in play, how easy life could be. You know?
I will start by playing a land for turn, playing a forest. That will trigger me to get a bloodghast to the battlefield.
I can't believe this game is still going. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, honestly, I can't believe I haven't had a Bolus of Citadel like turn 5 and
Didn't
literally
do anything with it.
I mean, I guess Bant's gonna do Bant things. That's why I don't play Derevi very much anymore.
I mean, I'm Bant. Evan's not even Bant. Evan's
No, I'm talking about you, guy. If you wouldn't have stacked us up, this game would have been done like.
I mean, if you also didn't start out with 1 land for only 5 turns, it would have changed the tide of the game heavily too.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay. The whole thing like kind of crashed to me. So I lose 1 life. I should be at 3. Fierce Empath, a card that we all have seen plenty of times so far.
Yep.
So I will tutor for a 6-drop.
Want to get your own Bane of Progress?
I do have one. I would seriously hinder my own board state for that.
That's actually really true, yeah.
you also would make it so you wouldn't kill yourself.
Well, maybe I want to do that, Stu.
Well, he could just play his commander to make sure he doesn't kill himself.
All right,
That's
I'll get a
correct.
Deathbringer Thoktar. I'm going to sack my Bloodghast to the Ashnod's Altar.
Mm-hmm.
So 3/4. That triggers my Ulvenwald Mysteries for me to make a clue.
Mm-hmm.
A raging clue.
A big old clue. I will then cast it.
Okay. So response.
Yep.
Stu is tapped out.
Yep.
Alex, how many cards do you have in your hand?
I've got 2 in hand.
All right.
You're going to kill me right now, Kyle?
Well, I'm going to attempt to go off and kill the table. We'll see if it actually works.
Okay. So this is not yet on the field.
No. So that's on the stack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice my tapped zombie to Ashnod's Altar for 2 colorless mana. I'm going to Plains Cycle my Angel of the Ruins for 2 mana. So I get a Plains land from my deck to my hand. When this cycles, I will get a zombie and ping Alex for 1 and gain 1. I'll get my cycling Plains.
When something, oh, because you're doing this in response to the cast of the death.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, I have to, because if Evan starts getting all my death triggers, it's going to be bad for me. So then I'm going to sacrifice the zombie again to Plains Cycle regular cycle the Plains. I'll get a zombie back, ping Alex for 1, and I'll gain 1.
Did it have to be a basic Plains on the Plains cycle?
No. Plains cycling does not have to be a basic Plains. I'll draw. I will pay 2 life to cycle Street Wraith. Draw a card. Alex will lose 1 and I'll gain 1. I'll draw. I will sacrifice 1 of the zombies to cycle Expunge. Ping Alex for 1 and I'll gain 1. Draw.
I haven't been counting how many you just drew.
You're at 5. Sacrifice my zombie for 2 colorless. I'll use 1 of the colorless and the blue from Rafine's Tower. Got 1 colorless floating to cycle Vizier of Tumbling Sands. When I cycle this, I untap target permanent. So I'm going to untap the land that I just used. Alex gets pinged again. Tap the land for white. Cycle Secluded Step. You're at 4. I'm at now 20 because I missed that last one. And that's another zombie that's tapped. I'm going to tap 2 of my untapped zombies, Tormod the Desecrator and Toluz, to convoke Lethal Scheme. I destroy target creature or planeswalker, and then each creature that convoked Lethal Scheme gets to connive. So, Stu, I'm going to destroy your Sun Titan.
Okay.
And then I connive for all the creatures. I draw and discard for every 1. So
how many is that?
It's going to be 4 triggers because I tapped 4 creatures. So I'll draw.
Not paying Smothering Tide?
No, because I'm targeting you with all 4 triggers and you're dead.
All right, so I'm going to use this Cabal Coffers to sack a clue to draw a card.
Okay.
So I have 1 mana floating, so I'll draw a card. Alex can make a thing. I will use the other one. Oh, so when I do that, I make a 1/1.
1/1. Yes.
Sack the Fierce Empath to the Ashnod's Altar to make 2 mana, but to also make another clue. I will use that 2 mana to sack the clue to draw a card and make another warrior.
So you're just trying to draw an answer to not die.
I'm just trying to draw something, correct. And then that's currently all I have.
All right, to continue. 3rd connive trigger. I will draw and discard, ping Alex again with the zombie. So I'm at 20. I would be 23 right now. And then the last one, draw, discard the land, ping Alex, he's dead.
Yes, sir.
Sack 1 of the zombie tokens that I created. I'll cycle Wander in Death to ping Evan for 1 and draw.
Is there any way that this ends abruptly?
Well, so I'm getting there. So I'm gonna then, still with this on the stack, I'm gonna sack Toluz to Ashnod's Altar to get all the cards back, and I'm pretty sure that'll let me kill you and Stu.
Yeah.
Because your cycling cost is 0.
I'm gonna cycle. Well, no, the cycling I can just with the Ashnod's Altar and Tormod,
Right.
I can pretty much pays for itself.
So he can just do exactly what he just did to Alex and me again.
Yes.
Yes, which is lethal for both of us.
Okay.
All right. GG's. I think the
Holy
Bane of
God.
Progress might have been a better idea. I mean, I would even if I played it, it wouldn't matter because you could just do that in response. But if Stu had played it the turn before, possibly would have made a difference. But
I cannot believe I won that game.
There was one card I've been holding in my hand. I've had a Venser in my hand the whole time. So I was like, do I miss Meta Witch when you did that? Or do I hold the Venser for later? I should have held the Venser for later. But that is all she wrote. So that is going to conclude our game here at the card pool. Kyle is our victor with his deck with cycling.
Wow.
So hopefully Jason Klee is still there for us so he can walk us out. But if you are interested in seeing any more videos, please check them out. We also did a while ago a whole bunch of different cards that we have been going through sets. So if you're interested for any kind of type of deck text, please pull those up. The links are all down below. If you want to see any more of our decks, you can find them on Tapped Out. No, and you can also go ahead and reach out to us on Reddit. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Kyle, you know the rest.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you can find us on Reddit, on Twitter, we're on Facebook. You can find all of our deck lists, including the ones that at least Stu and I played on Tapped Out as well. You can look for them there, see some of the cards that maybe you didn't get a chance to see this time. Although I think we've played pretty much all of our decks here. I mean, I was down to like 20 cards left.
No, I have a solid 70.
That's not a decent
All right.
amount.
Well, until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Stu.
And for Evan and Alex, thank you very much for playing, and we'll all see you next time at the Card Pool.
At the card pool.